When you have great banter, it can make a world of difference. And when I think of the great comedian Richard Lewis, great banter is exactly what comes to mind.
Let me tell you something. Yeah. This is a woman who knows 7 languages. She's very sweet. I'm taking the lead. The movie's about to start. Look at me. Can you look at me? Can you respect? I drove down in rush hour. Can you at least look at me? And those seats are like this. She tried, and you went, do you mind?
No,
Can't you move? And then here's the coup de grace. You look at her breasts. You're looking at my girlfriend's breasts.
First of all, they're not breasts. They're not breasts. They're just big chemical balls, okay? They're not breasts.
How do you know they're fake?
I could take a guess.
Between himself and Larry David, the show Curb Your Enthusiasm is one of the best vehicles for showing off their talents at hilarious banter. But what makes banter great? And moreover, how do Richard Lewis and Larry David achieve it almost effortlessly? For me, the essence of banter is all about having a great conversation, and importantly, one that is incredibly funny. As a result, there has to be some level of intelligence and wit to make it work. And unless you know how to crack a joke or even just a funny remark, you're not going to get good banter. Funny is the key principle. But when it comes to Richard Lewis and Larry David, I believe they've distilled it down even further into some additional aspects that make their banter so particularly funny. And it starts with an important element, an argument.
Come down here. You fucking pervo.
What?
You fucking pervo. You really hit the depths.
The fucking door. How else do you think I got in?
These kids gotta stop leaving the door open, man.
You know, this is it. You know, if I didn't know you my whole life, I'd fucking, you know what? I'd attack you right now.
What are you talking about?
You call my girlfriend and hit on her and she doesn't respond, and you fucking get her fired? You fucking piece of shit.
First of all, I never hit on her. What are you talking about, fired?
Bert's dad at the barbershop, you made that fucking miscarriage remark, so he fired her because he wants nothing to do with anybody that knows you.
Oh, was he supposed to be getting back at me?
Who are you to tell him how many kids to have?
Oh, she's got 9 kids. Come on, that's
She wants more children.
How many does she need?
Who the fuck are you, the Messiah?
You know what? I got news for you. It's enough. By the way, in China, you're allowed 2. Those people would be killed in China.
What? China what?
2 babies in China.
Almost all the moments of banter between the two from the show come in the form of some type of argument or disagreement. Usually it's either Larry making an observation, stating an opinion, or doing something strange that is then the opposite to whatever idea, belief, or thought Richard has in contrast. This creates a polar difference, and it is the spark that ignites their argument. If you're into comedies, you'll notice something similar occurs in almost every kind of sitcom, because by creating an opposite point of view that leads to an argument, it automatically creates a comedic juxtaposition where one character states a typical baseline opinion that is then challenged by someone who upsets the status quo.
Do you remember when the wardrobe gal said to us, "Why can't everyone get along? Everyone should get along." And you said, "Because conflict creates comedy." And then you said to her, "We're getting along when you don't see us on camera."
Right, yeah.
Those are all nice, warm moments.
The great Chuck Jones once said that all humor derives from human behavior and logic. And in my view, this is what's happening here. When we see characters challenge the typical norm of human behavior, or because of some different type of logic, that's where we begin to laugh at what's happening, because we find it funny that something weird is happening to the norm. If you don't have anybody arguing something, usually you're not gonna get something funny. That's what made Richard and Larry great, because they almost always argued.
Is that 100% cashmere?
Well, you don't believe me?
Would you mind if I check the label? I just want to...
My word's not good enough for you?
Just let me take a look. Come on, let me just take a look.
I don't like people touching me.
I won't touch you. I'll just take a quick
I want you to call...
I'll take a quick
Stop it. I want you to call Jeff. You call Jeff and tell him I'm not Iron Man.
What the hell is going on here? That's it, Larry. You're fired.
Happy?
But what I also loved about their interactions was their nuanced nature of arguments. For me, they weren't just arguing about the bigger things in life. It was actually the opposite, the small stuff. And what was funny about this was how they each treated the tiniest of issues as the biggest of problems. In other words, they would blow it out of proportion.
Well, maybe we should play Scrabble. Nothing we can do.
It's a bad joke, right?
Yeah, it is a joke. I mean, I don't...
Scrabble?
It's a joke. Well, what are we supposed to do? You want to sit Shiva?
Why don't we just play Twister? Would you be happy? If this was your show, then you would make every fucking plan to watch.
Go upstairs and I'll get under the covers and sob.
Why don't we just go to my house and watch it, for Christ's sake? What's wrong with that?
I'll go to your house.
Jesus Christ. I knew you fucked it up.
I fucked it up. What kind of stupid thing is that to say? I fucked it up.
You fucked it up. You don't know how to use a goddamn cell phone.
Cell phone.
Praying mantis can use that goddamn phone.
In turn, their banter would often be solely focused on exploring the minute details of a situation and by examining exactly how so many little things made a big difference and why they were right to argue or feel a certain way in the first place. As a fan of comedy, especially of situations that take place in real life, it's these little moments that make all the difference because the devil really is in the detail. Their banter not only feels more natural and grounded in reality, but it also feels even funnier because they're highlighting how more often than not, it's the smaller things in life that bug you the most. And talking about these annoying irritations make it more relevant to the viewer while also showing you how much they appreciate all the aspects of life, so much so that they are constantly analyzing different little situations that occur.
He's a Christian Scientist.
He's a Christian Scientist, and it's...
Dear.
Did you say, oh dear?
Yeah.
I don't think you've ever said that in your entire life.
No one's ever told me they were dating Christian Scientists before. I've been saying it.
If anything ever called for an oh dear,
Holy
it's me
cow,
dating
a Christian Scientist.
And finally, that brings me to the last aspect of their special chemistry, which is the enjoyment in the unexpected. Great comedy usually takes us by surprise, with a joke that comes way out of left field or that you simply didn't even see coming because it just hit you that fast. But to do this, you always need to be ready for the unexpected, or rather, you need to know how to go along with the joke, increase the stakes, and pivot a conversation topic from one great idea to an even better one. That's what Richard and Larry were so great at, both being comedians who were versed in the training of improvisational comedy. Part of the teachings of that style are to always say yes to any train of thought, and to come into points of discussions with a blank slate, always being ready to start from something new with no idea of where it might end up. It's being open to anything that's possible.
That's how I got it.
How'd you get him? Would you bribe him?
Oh, I bribed him. Yeah, that's rich. What the hell are you talking about?
How many times a week did you go in there?
I don't know. 2?
I go there like 5 times a week.
Big deal.
But I eat anything off the menu.
I eat a lot of stuff too.
I take stuff out.
I get deliveries.
I give it to charity.
Big deal. What were you talking to him outside? I saw you talking to him.
None of your business.
What was that about?
The new year.
Tell me you didn't get a sandwich, Leo. I want to get a sandwich.
Stinks,
I want to get a sandwich, Leo. You stink.
But I believe starting like that is one thing, and taking it even further is another. Great banter is all about layering joke after joke on top of each other, always trying to one-up or say something funnier than the last person in an effort to make the other person laugh, or to say the funniest thing you can about the situation. And when this apex has been reached, you pivot into something related, or perhaps even something entirely new, continuing the flow of conversation. That's why I love watching Richard and Larry argue and banter, because they're always coming up with something funny, but when they run out of jokes on a topic or get bored, they'll switch gears and talk about something else. This ability is harder than you think, and you'll know the difference when talking to someone who can either hold or keep a conversation versus someone who just basically gives you nothing.
It's a disaster.
It's a disaster. It's a complete disaster. My dinner party done.
Yeah, because Andy and Cassie are in the middle.
That's what it is.
And they can't middle. You have to be able to carry the conversation.
Yes.
You have to be interesting. You're the point guard there. You're distributing the ball.
They can't fucking
They can't middle. Look at
Family loves
that.
fishing now. Andy loves it. I love it. Skylar loves it. I can't believe it. Do you like fishing, Cheryl?
The art of a great conversation boils down to these elements: an argument or a point of discussion, exploring the nuances or analyzing the details, and pivoting when needed or always continuing the flow. If you have these elements, time just seems to fly by. That's why I love Curb Your Enthusiasm, and moreover, why I love having moments with someone who you can just share some great banter with. Rest in peace, the great Richard Lewis.
Single time. I've never lied to you. No, I've never lied to you. Not to you guys.
Larry, what are you doing here?
You stole my sandwich? Is that what you did?
What the hell are you talking about?
What am I talking about?
What are you talking about?
You stole my sandwich.
What the fuck does that mean?
Look, Look at the board.
Are you blaming me?
I saw you talking to him outside the
Oh, you're
temple.
out of your fucking mind.
You don't think I
You're
saw you
losing
talking
it.
to him outside the temple?
I always talk to people outside. It's
Yeah.
Rosh
What are you
Hashanah, it's a
talking
new
to
year.
him
I
about?
talk to Del Dealers. I talk to ballrooms.
Yeah. Yo, can I please have a sandwich,
Oh,
please?
bullshit.
You were so jealous that I had a sandwich up there, and you just couldn't take it, could you? You had to get your little sandwich.
Are you the special guest?
Yeah, so what? What's the big deal?
Are you kidding?
It's $10,000.
He's giving you $10,000?
So what? It's
So
great
what?
plans,
That's
see?
my money. I'm paying for you. You're my money.
Have your money.
Don't you understand? I gave him $10,000. He's giving it to you, so I own you.
This is not San Quentin. I have a gig for
No, I don't care. You're not going in.
Why do you take this so personally? This is just business.
No, it's not business. What are you doing? You're not going in there.
I am going. Don't tell me what to
No,
do.
you're not going in.
What's Oh, come on. Hit you in the thigh, you big baby. Why didn't you tell the truth? I said the truth was that you had a cold sore, for Christ's sake. That's what the truth would have been.
What? No. I made up the cold sore because I didn't want to kiss her. Anyway, you went like this. That's a sign for blowjob. That's a blowjob sign. That's cold sore.
I'm choking. I'm eating corn on the car. I think
That's
so.
blowjob, buddy, where I
It's
come
not.
from.
Well, it
Yeah.
was. Why couldn't you just kiss her goodbye like a human
Goodbye.
being?
What are you talking about? She's got your semen on her lips. I'm not going to kiss her.
Had my semen
Yes.
on the lips.
Yeah, secondhand semen.
You can't be a homosexual by proxy. It's probably in the fucking
I think
Constitution.
I think you can be gay by proxy.